Hey guys, how's it going? It's the Crypto Analyst here, and I hope all of you guys are having a good morning, evening, wherever you guys are from. And XRP is getting ready for a very large move. Now, it's been in a pennant since January of this year, and it has just been building pressure all the way through. And as we come to the end of this, it is getting ready for a massive breakout or breakdown. Now, I'm going to be giving my thoughts on where I believe this is going and how I'm playing this out in today's video, as well as my target. So if you guys are interested, go and stick around for today's video, and do not forget to hit the like and subscribe button, as it does help out the channel a lot. But that being said, let's go ahead and dive on into this, because as I mentioned, this thing is getting ready for a large move, and with this there is obviously a lot of money to be made for either way that it breaks out here. So breaking this down, first of all, guys, this is a giant pennant, and as I said, this has been around since January of this year, and with this just building pressure, as you can see, with the price just consolidating inside of this range here until it's getting squeezed so tightly. And so what this does is that it squeezes the price so tightly that eventually it will explode one way or another. Now, personally, I do believe that this will break towards the upside. We are over here. We just saw a golden cross. Our indicators, as we'll get into in a little bit, are all bullish on the 4-hour and on the 1-day. So when I'm looking at both of these guys, and you have a golden cross on your 4-hour, and you're seeing all of the, like 90% of the altcoins just taking off over here. I mean, you're looking at XLM, you're looking at BitTorrent token, you're looking at Eng, you're looking at, you know, whatever it may be. A lot of these altcoins as of recently have just been taking off. It's like a mini alt season of sorts. And so with these indicators and oscillators that I'm going to be showing, along with the fact that just altcoins are just popping right now, I do believe that this is more likely to break towards the upside. However, we are in a little bit of a sticky situation here, as there is really no good area of entry. Now, I was actually talking to a Patreon about this morning, and that you know, while I am looking to trade here, it is a little bit of a tough area, because if you want to leverage trade XRP in this position, it is a little bit difficult, because you know, this really is in the middle of this no man's land, right? So you're really not near resistance, and you're really not that close to support. You're getting there, and now that you're below your 50 EMAs, or both your EMAs, you are getting a little bit closer to support. But you can't really have this situation where you just set a really tight stop loss in, because ideally we would like to buy or really long on support and set a stop loss right underneath. But with this being just, you know, just far enough above it, we can't really do that without having, you know, a pretty hefty gap in our stop loss. So with this all playing out, I want to go ahead and break down, and you know, as I mentioned, that there was the golden cross over here, and that I think that this is very likely to break towards the upside. I'm not sure that we're actually going to get a scenario where this comes back down to support and then breaks out. This could very well from here just go on and break out from here. You know, again, I'm not saying that it will, but I think that it is a possibility that you might not see, you know, a touch of support again before this is going to break out. But looking over here on our MACD, you are seeing your MACD start to round over here. Again, generally a good sign that this is going to see some upside potential. Over here on your RSI, you're seeing consecutively lower or higher lows, which you'll see very, very clearly on the 1-day chart. And on your stochastics 4-hour, you're actually rounding up towards the upside, bouncing right off of your 20 or your oversold line. So really bouncing off this side and pointing back upwards. This is all bullish stuff to see over here. Your volume over here, if you guys can see, it really is falling off again. It's not very high. Your volume's getting squeezed as well. And looking at this on the 1-day, you can really see that there is actually just signs of almost even bearish exhaustion in this area. Although you can kind of say that this might be setting up some sort of maybe double bearish divergence, or maybe even, you know, double or triple bearish divergence. I don't really know if that's the case. I think it's more likely that this is playing out as bearish exhaustion. As you can see with all the swing lows over here, it's just almost insignificant, and that the bears were exhausted in this area, and it's very clear of that. Now, moving on to the RSI, I think one of the things that I can highlight very well over here is the fact that you are receiving higher lows, and this is very, very clear. You know, you see your first one, your second one, and your third one, each swing low being higher than the previous one, signifying that the bears are really just having lower levels of negative momentum upon every swing low. And so when I'm looking at this, obviously this would have been the best area value, again, buying somewhere over here. Maybe it's like I said, you know, maybe you don't ever get an area where it comes back down to the support line before it breaks out. But I do think that with this trend being done, you really have this trend pretty much kind of contradicted over here. With this really segment being done, what you need over here now is to have this one. So pretty much the way that these RSI cycles work, and the way I work them, is that you have your cycles of essentially having higher swing highs or lower swing highs, and then you have your segment of higher swing lows, and then it goes back to the cycle of lower swing highs. And I think that this one now being really nullified and this one not being able to be used anymore, you're going to reset this and then start this pattern again over in this range. So hopefully that did make a little bit of sense, but basically I do think that this thing is going to be reset on the top chart. You're going to start forming a higher high on your RSI, and you're going to come back into this range, and you're going to go back into the overbought range on your RSI, and then you're going to have this thing, you know, really just have a nice move towards the upside. I think it's very overdue also for the price chart of XRP, and as this is on the 1 day now, you can really kind of see this clearly in that this is a pennant that is just squeezing price towards the upside, and I do think that this breakout is going to be coming in the pretty near future. However, there is two sides to every story, and this could, you know, definitely still break down. Now, if this were to break downwards over here, I really think that in the least you're going to be testing, let's go ahead and make this a little bit bigger. I think in the least you're going to be testing your previous low of around this range, anywhere probably around 28, 29 cents in the least. If you do break down out of this, I think it's very likely that you go back into the 20-cent range, at least the mid 20s, probably around 25, 26, maybe even 24, if it is significantly a big breakdown. I do not think it's likely, however, it is still a possibility, just like everything. You know, TA is not set in stone, and you know there always is a chance for this to break down. However, looking at this just from unbiased TA, I personally do believe that this thing is getting ready for a nice breakout towards the upside. Again, setting higher lows over here on your candle chart as well. And I think that this thing is just prime and really due, honestly, overdue for a breakout. Everything has been having great runs recently. XRP hasn't had a good one since, you know, really since this thing dropped off a cliff. It did have a little bit of a bounce. I don't even know if you can call this really a run because of how much it fell. This is more of just a bounce over here. So you had this giant drop off after, again, this was very good. This was the last time it really had a run, but this is more so of just a bounce after how much it fell. And I guess you could argue the same thing over here in perspective. But I do think that this thing is very due for a breakout to the upside, and with yourself really kind of trying to cross this 50 EMA on your 1 day chart, I think if you do that, I think we're definitely going to be heading back up to at least the 200 EMA, and what that would do is it would set us in course with also this previous consolidation area. So I think personally this thing is going to break out within probably the next 2-3 days here, and then I think you're going to probably again be testing this 200 EMA soon. So that's just my thoughts on this. If you guys are interested, I do keep my Patreons updated with all of the trades that I take. So if I do enter, I'm not in any trades right now, but if I do enter into this XRP trade, I will notify my Patreons that I have entered into a position. So that's going to pretty much round up this video, guys. Again, I am more bullish than bearish on XRP to the USD right now. I think that it definitely has a lot of potential towards the upside. So we'll see that it will, we'll see whether or not it plays out. If you guys did enjoy the video, do not forget to hit the like and subscribe button, as it does help out the channel a lot. And if you guys did enjoy, I want to hear what your guys' thoughts are in the comment section below. Do you guys agree? Do you guys disagree? What do you guys see happening with XRP here? Whether or not you love it or hate it, if there's money to be made here, where do you guys think it's going? Do you guys think that the money is to be made on the shorting side, or do you guys think that the money is to be made on the long side? I want to know your guys' thoughts in the comment section below. But as I said, guys, if you guys want to join the Patreon, there is a link to that in the description down below. I notify my Patreons whenever I enter in trades, not so that they can copy me, but so that they can use it for, I guess, educational purposes. And I really break down and explain why I'm entering into this trade, why it makes sense, what's going on in the background here that is going through my mind as to why I want to enter this trade. So if that interests you, click the link in the description down below. But until next time, guys, I will see you in the next video.